session on, we had a webinar on artificial intelligence. We had organized that. This is what we organize every alternate month. It is dreadful to think how artificial intelligence is going to dominate our lives. And I think, yes, again, day for yesterday, Honorable PM has also spoken about influence of artificial intelligence in terrorism. If terrorists are also having had a go and they can utilize artificial intelligence into that level, what will happen? How do we really work on this? This is something which probably all of us here, sitting here, will have to think about. This is possibly all of us when we are in this conference or this conference. If you are making a policy meant for somebody, it must be delivered, it must be understood by the last mile. And that's where most of the times what you see, I mean, I'll just give an example. I have heard so much about this highway, this Delhi-Mumbai corridor, DMC. And in fact, the first day when it was inaugurated, somebody had traveled on that road, and she had kept a glass of water, and she had shown that this road is so good that when you are traveling, there is no shaking. It's so good. So as I am, Ayush knows me very well. So as I am, I also, when I started driving from Gurgaon to Jaipur, I also kept a glass of water, and within 2 minutes the glass fell down. That's a part of delivery. Probably either, I mean, I'm not complaining, but a lot of work is going on still. Either we have not taken the proper quality of bitumen, we have not prepared the surface well, somewhere we have failed in our delivery. So that is the 3D for you. So this is the thing from my side. Once again, thank you very much. And I wish
good afternoon to all of you. And I'll just connect the threads from where Ranjan ji left on delivery. If we have something to do, start it today. Maybe perfection is good. Maybe we should not spilling over while we are on the road. Go there and to start hitting on with the chisel is important. We can't think of waiting for the technology and things to be resources to be there with us before we start working. If we wait for that moment, our time of leadership or the time available is so less that we'll regret why didn't we start. So don't wait for that moment of regret in your life. If you want to do something, if you have an idea in your mind, if you really feel about, you are passionate about something, start working it from today. Don't wait. And I think whatever we said and done, I think there is nothing perfect. At the end of the day, perfection may be kind of a myth. We should all aim for it, but try to do our best. Whatever we are doing, we are trying to do. Make best use of the resources that are available to you and put in your best effort. Don't do conjugacy on those efforts being put in for something which you always wanted to do. And again, although I am not fond of using acronyms, but taking a cue from Ranjan ji, if I have to say in 4 words before I go on what I wanted to speak, in terms of 4 qualities or in terms of, again, delivering point of view, 4 words if I can say is basically develop, deploy, connect and commit. I think these 4 words I summarize or I try to follow in terms of, say, if I have another 4 or 5 years as my tenure as Director HR, this is the mantra I have set for myself in terms of developing the systems, processes, policies, a good system infrastructure is what if we are able to do. These systems and processes which we develop today are going to be used by people tomorrow. So a robust system, transparent, fair system, I think will go a long way in terms of execution and bringing excellence. Second is deploy. When we say deploy, deployment of the requisite resources, deployment of the technology, and fair mix of all the things again is important. If you are not able to deploy enough resources for a project, it will always get delayed, it will have time overrun, cost overrun, inefficiencies, problems, and a lot of time of ours will go away in tackling those problems because of inadequate resource deployment. So deployment in an organizational context becomes very, very important. Third most important thing which I feel is connect. We must establish the connect with all our stakeholders, with all our again talking of a company, of employees, our family. So I connect with all the stakeholders, internal or external. First thing is we need to identify those stakeholders and make a good connect with them. Or what is the expectation of them from us when we are talking of a leader? So a leader needs to understand what are the expectations of the stakeholders, connect with them well, and then deliver what they have to do. And last but not the least is your own commitment to the cause or the purpose or the job which has been given to you. Your commitment to deliver, commitment towards your job, commitment towards your own self is, I believe, is one thing which will keep you driving to achieve what you want to achieve in the last. And if I have to add another C to it will be the care and compassion towards the people, towards the society, or towards the any living being around you or to this planet. That care again is something which we must not forget in our life. This is the nature, Mother Earth, which has given us so much of resources and life to enjoy. So our commitment also should be towards caring the Mother Nature and through the people around us. And again, what I thought I will be speaking before this thing was that in terms of when we have just heard two of the best academicians here, and here on this platform we have two industry experts. So there is a linkage between what theory and practice. So leadership, I believe theory is one part, but leadership is more of practice. It comes from practice on the ground when we are faced with certain situations, when we are faced with life-threatening situations or problems on a day-to-day basis. A strike happening in an organization, an industrial establishment when you are there, or there's an encounter or in the field or anywhere, when you are faced with some crisis situation or a day-to-day situation, how do you deal with those situations? I believe at that time theory will come secondary, but the practice of what you follow there and what actions you take, what words you speak, a single word spoken by you at that moment can change the course of action. So how do you practice it? It becomes a real challenge and important thing. And for that respect, if I can just take 2-3 minutes or maximum 5 minutes in terms of sharing my life journey, how I have grown in a professional career. When I started my career about 30 years back, I started in 1992. I passed out as an engineering graduate from IIT Roorkee, and then through a campus placement, I got a job in lesser known company in Silco Limited. I went there. The day I entered the plant, I went there by bus. I stepped down from the bus. I had to walk about 2 kilometers to reach the plant and township. What was we expecting? And again, this is addressed to some of the students also here. That when we are in the college, we are studying some courses and this thing, we have a very different expectation of what the workplace is like to be. But when you enter to the workplace, there is a big gap on what you expected and what you find. And on the very first day after entering the plant and being there for a few hours, I was feeling like, I should not have been there. I should leave, and the thoughts was कि अगली बस कब मिलेगी, कब वापस चला जाऊँ. I think this is not the place for me. इतनी 4 साल की इंजीनियरिंग इसके लिए नहीं करी है कि मैं यहाँ आके इस जगह पे काम करूँगा. But then I believe somehow the good sense prevailed. I continued there, and although unwillingly for next few months, still looking for something or the other. But then once we got involved into the work, we got a sense that this is how the industry works. And I spent 6 years in that very company.